Hey, I'm Don Jessop, and this is one of my favorite lessons, the spray bottle lesson, the fly spray. Some horses are really bothered by fly spray. Some of it's the sensation, some of it's the sound. This is Red, and Red's quite bothered by fly spray. So naturally, we need to let him experience the bottle, smell it, sniff it, touch it. But secondarily, we need to be able to use it as a grooming tool, not a fly spray tool. Every tool has multi-purpose. My brush is a grooming tool, my bottle is a grooming tool, my bridle is a grooming tool, my tarp is a grooming tool, my flag is a grooming tool. He can be desensitized first by grooming him with it. Now, what I like to do is untie my horse for this lesson, because I want to be able to reset him. I'm going to groom him with this bottle all over his head. And as I get up towards his ears, he says, I can't do that. So what I like to do is reset him and bring him back to the bottle. Now I could step towards him, but then he feels like I'm chasing him. And he also doesn't learn how to yield. If I want my horse to be a great partner, he's got to be a yielding partner. He's got to respond to my aids. And if I step in as he steps away, I'm not teaching him how to respond to aids, I'm just desensitizing him. So I want to do a bit of both. So I'm going to groom him, and he says, I can't stand it. And I say, that's okay, come back, let's try again. We call this resetting. I'm going to groom him and let him know that that's safe. And I could give him treats, I can love him, I can scratch him and rub him as a reward for hanging in there. But I'm actually going to start with his head and work my way back across his body. But he needs to trust the bottle, not the spray yet, the bottle first. And the bottle is a grooming tool. That little move I just did there, little reset back into the position. I teach a process called clockwork boundaries. I've got him here at about 9 o'clock relative to you. That's 12, you're 6, that's 9, that's 3. So every time he leaves this position, I just reset him. And by resetting him, we're going to remember what we're doing here. We're bringing him back to the bottle rather than me chasing him. And he gets better at yielding, better at responding. And a more responsive horse is a safer horse to be around. A reactive horse like this, not so great. So rather than just desensitize him, I'm going to also teach him to be responsive. Yeah, that's right. Come on back. Now, he's naturally afraid of it. He needs to explore it. He needs to trust it. But it's not just a visual sensation that bothers him. It's also the tactile sensation. It actually touching him tends to bother this horse. And same with most horses with fly spray. It's the sound, the touch, and the sight, not just the sight. So we work on all three. He needs to stand here while I groom him. And I start with the head because it's the easiest to reset. Now I could start at his withers, but then I'm going to end up circling around and chasing him. And I find that a horse will tolerate more if I start from the top. You're doing all right. You're doing all right. Yeah, he's a little spooky, but you're doing all right. You're doing okay. Lots of grooming, lots of loving. I could give treats to reassure him if I want. Don't have to use treats. Some people think you shouldn't use treats, and some people think you should only use treats. I'd like to find myself somewhere in the middle with all of that. And mostly, I just need a reset. You know what's so cool about this lesson? It's one of my favorite lessons, and the reason is because it actually crosses over to all the other lessons, whether it's saddling or farrier work, or it's worming, paste worming, or it's just getting a horse to stand still for something like needles for the vet, oral work of any kind, or just grooming. Teaching a horse to stand his ground by resetting is the kind of work that anybody could do. It's tedious, and you think, oh my gosh, when is he going to get it? Why does he keep leaving? Maybe I should follow him and make it happen sooner. Be patient. This is a process that will ultimately end in very, very good results for you and your horse. Now we're a couple of minutes in, and I have colleagues all over the world with differing opinions on how to do something. I want to take the technique out of it and just make it about the principle. He needs to accept this, the sound, the sight, the feel, the touch. Once he accepts it, then I can start to spray him with it. But if he's constantly moving, then I am constantly going to be resetting him, teaching him to yield and respond to me rather than his own feelings about this sensation. Some horses will take 20 minutes, some horses will take 2 minutes. The problem with professional videos is that sometimes we make it look like it takes 2 minutes when it actually took 20 minutes. And then you get discouraged when you're out there and it's taking 20 minutes. Be patient. Try not to move your feet and get him to move his feet. Horses have all kinds of different problems. This horse learned somewhere along the line to pull back. So by letting that rope slip, grip, and then pulling him forward, I'm able to reset him and realign him and help him trust the water bottle. Now this is full of water because fly spray is expensive, and I can spray this over and over and over until finally he accepts it. He's got that pullback thing, and by standing my ground and waiting for him to step forward and giving him a pat and a scratch for making it all the way up back here with me, I can slowly train him. And I reiterate the word slowly. I don't want to show you how to cowboy your horse into submission. I want to show you how to play with your horse, guiding, resetting, aligning, balancing, bonding, ultimately till he just says, you know that water bottle thing that we were working on yesterday? It's not such a big deal today. Now for him, it's obviously a big deal today. He says, I don't think I can trust that water bottle. It looks scary, sounds scary, feels scary. Now we're a few minutes into the lesson and still he's not accepting the water bottle, but you know what? It doesn't matter, because every time he leaves and says, I can't do this, it's another opportunity for me to reset him, to realign him, to build that trust and build that bond. So don't get discouraged when your horse says, I can't. Just put a smile on your face, bring him back in and says, I know, but eventually you can. We'll get this together. What am I doing here? I'm bonding with the spray bottle. That's foreign for a lot of folks, I understand, but it's the simplest, safest process to build in that trust that we're looking for. I want him to stand his ground while I bond with the spray bottle. And to me, the spray bottle is a brush. It's no different than a brush. I'm gonna give him a treat because he did kind of good there. He thinks it's different than a brush, but it's not really different than a brush. It's just a grooming tool, like every tool. Gets up between his eyes and he says, I can't. There's some people that say, well, then don't do it if he's uncomfortable with it. Don't do it. And I say, go ahead, tackle that problem. He just let me up between his eyes for the first time, so he gets another treat. Once he gets on a roll here, he starts to really figure out that this is uncomfortable, but it's safe. Then we can really move forward. Oh, that's a big change right there. That's huge. I was able to touch him here 10 minutes ago. Now I can touch him here. And if it goes in 10-minute segments and I ultimately end up all over his body, he's accepting the bottle itself. Don't confuse the spray inside the bottle with the bottle. Some horses are actually afraid of the bottle and not the spray, and some are afraid of the spray and not the bottle. You gotta find out what really triggering this horse to react so much. Oh, what a good change. Good job, Red. This horse's name is Red. I named him Red because I've got another horse named Blue, and it helps us just decide who's in the field and who we're picking up if I've got help around. Pick up the red horse. His name is JD, actually, and he is quite a clever horse. Very kind. He has a great memory. But he's had a little bit of trouble with a few things in the past. So I want to make sure he feels safe with these things. Okay, so we're able to take that water bottle now and rub it all over his head. What I like to do is to work all around his body. So I'm going to start moving around his body. But before I start, here's the important part of this lesson. I'm going to draw a line in the sand right here. We're going to call this line home base. So I'm going to bring him up to the line. There we go. This line on the ground is exactly the place I want to reset to. So I'm going to start moving around, and I need to have a reference of where to go and where to come back to as he starts drifting around, because I don't want to follow him or chase him. I can. That's a different technique we call flooding. This one is my favorite because it's something anybody can do if you're patient. So I want to rub him all over his neck and body with this water bottle. And if he moves, I'm going to drop the rope just to show you what I mean by this. If he moves and he gets nervous and he drifts out of this spot and he says, I can't stand here for this, I'm going to run back to the front of the horse and bring him back to the line to home base. I'm going to hang on to the rope just for that added element of safety in case he tries to turn towards me or he reacts in a manner that could get me in trouble. All down his legs, rubbing all over. It's amazing how once he accepted this on his head, he accepted it all over his body. Sometimes you try so hard to get it on their body and they haven't even accepted it on their head yet. So by coming up to the head first, we get some cool results. The sensitive areas around his ears and eyes, I like to do a lot of work there. Okay, we did it. We finally got him to accept the water bottle and stand his ground. You notice I wasn't holding him? That's why I don't like to tie him. I can tie him, but I prefer not to because I like to be able to stand in front of him and reset and reset and reset and reset. Remember, the resetting is what makes him a smart, trainable, guidable, rideable horse. And if I don't teach him to respond to me constantly or often, then I'm just chasing him around trying to get him to be friendly or desensitized. I like to get the responsiveness too. Time for the spray. Time to actually spray this thing. I'm going to use the same principles. Here's my home base. I'm going to spray. This is water, so it's okay if I get it on him or in his face. He leaves, and I stand my ground and bring him back to his ground. Spray, spray, spray. Now he's pretty good with the sensation of the bottle touching him, and now he's not so good with the sound or the sight of that mist. Now this is just water and not fly spray because I want to be able to help him often, and I don't want to be wasting the fly spray. Let's remind him that I can touch him here. Yeah, you got it. See, we got there already, didn't we? Time for the spray. I'm not going to chase him. I'm going to bring him back. That way he responds to me instead of reacts to the bottle. There we go. Good job. I'm not actually spraying his skin yet. I'm just making the noise out in front of him. And he's not standing his ground for that simple activity, so I keep resetting. Don't get frustrated because he leaves. That's an opportunity, remember? Opportunity for training, for guiding, for teaching, for responding, for yielding. When he steps back, you ask him to step forward. Don't make it about the bottle. Make the bottle just part of your experience. That's my boy. And make the training of resetting and responding the real thing that he's going to remember. That's my boy. I'm so proud of you. So he's standing his ground. Look at this. Pretty cool, right? Second, well, I should say third, because this was the first. We needed to be able to rub him all over with the bottle. Second was to be able to spray him and have him not back up or run away. And the third is actually touch his skin with the spray. So what I'm gonna do is spray his shoulder there. And he says, I can't stand that, I have to move. And I get a reset. Every time he moves, I'm gonna spray his shoulder. Good job. I get another opportunity. His mistake is my opportunity. His expression, his fear is my opportunity. I'm actually spraying his skin now, and he's standing his ground. For the first time, he's standing his ground, and I'm not holding him here. Are there other techniques, other methods? Yes, of course there are. There's so many other ways to do the things we do. This is one of my favorites because it's something you can do. I'm not chasing him around. I'm just asking him to respond and come back. Respond and come back. Reset and reset, reset and reset. That's all we're doing, huh, Red? So I'm gonna start stepping around him to do the same thing, but I'm gonna redraw my line because I need to know where my line is. This is my home base. You stay at this line and let me come around the side of you. I'm gonna spray, 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 spray. Rub, rub, rub. Don't just go to work without the rewards. So it's a mixture of bonding and training. Spray and rub and reassure. You got this, you got this. Yes, you do. Spray, 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 spray. Rub, rub, rub. I'm very proud of you, Red. Good job. Down his legs, under his belly. This is the first time that he reacted at his side, so rather than chase him, remember, I bring him back to home base. I reset. I've got about 3 or 4 seconds to run to the front and activate his response mechanisms, and then I just take my time getting him back into the reset position. Good job. You gotta stay here so I can get back there. Thanks, Red. I'm gonna drop my rope as a test. He's kind of doing it. I'm gonna pick up my rope just for that extra added safety note. Pick that step back in here, into home base. There we go. He's definitely allowing it now. Down his legs. Good job, I'm gonna give him a treat for that. And then I'm gonna go to the other side and do the same thing. Now, from where he started, there's still a little remnants of the past here. You can see that little flinch. But from where he started, where he said, I can't, I can't, I can't, you might look at him now and think, oh my goodness, he's like trained. Somebody did some training on him and this video isn't real. There's no way that he would accept the fly spray this well. Truth is, he was terrified of the fly spray. And I've done this video, a version of this video with showering, with farrier work, with the tarp, just using a simple process called resetting. We're able to train him to accept the tools we use. Thank you, Red, and good luck. I'll see you out there.